I'm just gonna forewarn ya. Things may get a little bit raw and a little bit real. We'll see how it goes by the end of this videos. But first, I just want to say this really sucks. I gotta speak quietly a little bit. I gotta speak quietly. I can't get loud, so hopefully this is good enough for my mic to pick up. Hopefully I'm not just a little too quiet. I was a smart guy and was practicing screaming to some music. I was trying to get my scream on. Can't you stop? And I pushed it just a little too hard. Screamed a little too hard, a little too much screaming. I feel like I got a ball in my throat, basically. That's what it is. I feel like I got a ball in my throat. It does not feel good. At times it could feel almost like you're suffocating. And also like if I eat something, if I were to just eat something, and then all of a sudden, if this ball in my throat really just springs up, it could almost make me nauseous in a way. So, yeah, just, oh my God. So I was practicing screaming. I was trying to get my scream on. I was trying to toughen my vocals because of just for like music purposes. I wanted to really like make um my voice, like if it comes to like a chorus, if I'm writing a chorus or just something like that, and I really wanted to just get really like into it or something, if I really needed to push it, I wanted to just strengthen my vocals. So I was practicing some scream rock and trying to strengthen it, and I pushed it too hard. And I was just talking to a friend of mine about this. Like, I know the moment when I pushed it too hard. I felt this weirdness in my throat, and I'm over here like, and I was like, what is that? Why do I feel that? I need to push past that. I need to just scream even harder, right? The best thing for me to do is just to scream harder. And that's what I did. I screamed harder, and I felt something weird, just not right in my throat. And later on that night, I was editing a video. Oh, when was this? I think this was maybe Thursday night of last week. I was editing a video, and I just felt like this creeping up in my throat. And I thought maybe it's like acid reflux or just something like that, because that's another thing that I'm about to get into and talk about. And it just crept up into my throat, and I was like, what is that? But then I thought it was maybe something with acid reflux or just something like that. So I let it go and wasn't thinking much about it. And then over the weekend, when I was with all my kids, and then when I'm with them, I put on the music that I was listening to practice my screaming, because they love that music. And like, oh, dude, it was just not good. It was not good. As soon as I pretty much like the next, see, that was like on a Friday when I went and scooped up all of my childeranos. And then I think it was a Saturday morning, I woke up and just was not, there was something horribly wrong. And I was just like, what is going on? Like, I've never felt something like this. And so, with that being said, I am going to take a break from doing videos until my voice heals a little bit better. I mean, if I wanted to do like Let's Plays or whatever I decided to do a video on, and I wanted to speak at this volume, basically, and just kind of keep it like a monotone type of thing, then totally. I could totally just go and record videos and then edit those videos, but I don't want to do videos like that. I like to, like, if I get scared or whatever, I'll scream, I yell, I raise my voice sometimes. It just all depends or whatever. So I'm going to take a break. Probably, I don't know. I actually want to take a look and see how long it takes, or kind of like, oh God, I feel myself just like wanting to raise my voice just because the camera's rolling. I'm curious. God, I hear the fucking neighbor next door, literally just like as if he was right outside my door talking, and I'm like up on a second floor and just, what the fuck, dude, shut up. Yeah, I don't know how long it would take to even let my vocals rest, basically, and let it just be good. I mean, it's been now about 5 days or something like that, 4 or 5 days. And I mean, it's still there. It feels like almost the same. So I'm gonna take a break, maybe for a couple weeks. We'll just see how it all goes. Maybe I'll like by the end of like the end of next week, maybe things will be better and stuff like that. And I'll know not to go that hard when it comes to practice and screaming. Just chill out, Jordan. That's what I keep telling myself whenever I'm talking about this with somebody. It's just like, just chill out, Jordan. But the other reason why I kind of want to take a little break from recording and editing is the main reason why I'm even doing this video for the most part. So I don't even know how I want to talk about this. I don't know where I should start. I don't want this video to be dragged out. I don't want it to be a super long video, but I kind of got a lot to say. And this is where the realness comes in. This is where it's going to get kind of raw. It might even get emotional because as soon as I said the word emotional, like I just felt it just like spring up into my eyeballs. Okay, so as you can see down in the hashtag below this video, that term right there. So if you're smart and you're older or whatever, maybe you can kind of put two and two together. Maybe even right now you can look up that term and just see what it is before I even start getting into it. I suffer from, I guess, a disease. I don't know. Like, I don't like to think about it as a disease because I've never had, like, you just don't think of something like that when you're just throughout your life. I guess I have this illness. I have this disease. There's no cure for it. It's a chronic thing. It's called gastroparesis. And the people that know me, friends, family, if you're watching this, then you already know about this. This is something that we've talked about. I've told you about this. If you don't know and you're a friend of mine or family of mine, well, I suffer from a thing called gastroparesis. And gastroparesis is basically delayed stomach emptying. What I tell people is that I have a lazy stomach. I eat something, and normally when you eat something, your brain will, send signals to your stomach through the vagus nerve or whatever, and it'll start to do its processing of digesting and all that good stuff. Mine doesn't do that. I start eating, the food goes into my belly, and it just sits there. A few hours could go by, and the shit will still just sit there. And when that happens, you'll like start to feel a weird, uncomfortable feeling. If you eat too much, then like I learned this the hard way. This is how I knew like there was something wrong. If you eat too much, then it will basically, you'll feel nauseous. If you were eating if you're used to eating a lot of food and then all of a sudden this was starting to happen to you, you'll probably throw it all up and it will be all just like undigested food. Basically just, I don't mean to gross you out. If this is a little, TMI, I'm sorry. Maybe this video isn't for you, but this is what this is going to be about, sort of. Yeah, so that's basically what gastroparesis is. You have a paralyzed stomach. And I figured this out. It was the beginning of 2019. I think it was like just after New Year's, basically. Me and my ex-wife, I guess I'll call her. I guess that's a little something that's new for everybody too. My ex-wife, we went out to dinner at Olive Garden, was it? We went in, had a normal meal that we would usually get, blah, blah, blah. And then when we were leaving, I felt this weird sensation, kind of like exactly what I was just explaining. Like I ate my normal meal, which is like a big thing of freaking food, meats and pastas and sauces. And I just did not feel the best. And I was like, what's going on? Like, just like an icky feeling. And then, I would like, I feel like I would have to lay down. So I would lay down and just kind of let a few hours pass and then just get over it. The food, hey, you better calm down. What's going on? Somebody streaming? Apocalypto 12. Freaking Tyler streaming right now. Yeah, that's when I first started to feel it. That was when I got that initial feeling of just like, that's not right. What the heck? And the weird thing is that this is a feeling that I would get every time when I would eat Taco Bell. I would eat Taco Bell. I would get this weird feeling like it's just sitting like a rock gut and it's just sitting there. And then it would pass. That'd be something that would pass. But I would feel it. That was the only time when I would ever feel a sensation like that. It was when I would eat Taco Bell. I don't know if it's their weird meat that they have or their tortillas. Tortillas is a biggie too. I think something to do with tortillas and then just probably Taco Bell meat. I don't know. So, but then I didn't have no issues with any other food. So then that time, at the beginning of 2019, is when I first like really felt it, I guess, when it stuck with me for a lot longer than like Taco Bell little meals, I guess. And then also me and like my ex-wife, we would always get Qdoba, which reminds me, I have a lot of Qdoba points that I could use right now. Like they're just sitting there and I could get a bunch of free food. Whew, whew, whew. Okay, so we would always get Qdoba. Like I think this was probably after that in the beginning of 2019, probably like a month or whatever, who knows, maybe a few weeks later. And I would get Qdoba, and what we would get is like that, what is it that it's been a while since I don't even eat out anymore because of this freaking disease or whatever. But I would get that 3 cheese nachos or something like that. You know, the nice big bowl with all the goodies in there. You know what I mean? I'm making myself hungry, dude. And oh, dude, you know, you devour the freaking bowl. Of course, as soon as like that sensations were starting to happen to me, that bowl, that is like a freaking nightmare to think about now. So I would get that bowl and like just eat like a normal time, blah, blah, blah. And then it really hit me. It really hit me. Like it was, God, that was like a horrible night. Now that I'm like thinking back and just kind of just thinking about that time. Like, cause I ate the normal amount that I would eat. And at that time, like I'm guessing that, you know, my gastroparesis was really like in full effect at that moment. And so comparing to like how I eat now to how I ate then, or how I ate like on that night, oh my God, dude, that is so much food compared to what I eat now. And oh, dude, it was horrible. I was like just consuming all that food. And at first, when I'm eating, it's not something that I feel. I feel fine when I'm eating. I could sit there and eat a normal amount of food and just think like, oh, this is fine, blah blah blah. But it's not until like an hour later when that shit should have already been digesting, that's when it really kicks in for me. I felt it just like all of that food just sitting there. And I felt just like, as you can imagine, like what I was saying in the beginning of this, like I felt you'd feel nauseous. Like I felt super nauseous. I felt so uncomfortable. I want to lay down, you know what I mean? But then again, if you can't lay flat, because you lay flat, then it's just kind of like you're gonna puke. So I had to prop myself up. Oh, that was such a nightmare dealing with that first just full smack in the face of like, Jordan, there's a problem going on. There's a freaking problem going on. All right, but I don't want to drag this out too much, so I'm gonna skip ahead. So I went to go see like my doctor. We talked about some stuff, tried some things, and he was just like, you know what? Hold on. My computer's about to die. Here we go. Man, might as well go get me something good to drink too. Michigan made, baby. Michigan made. I think, was that backwards? I don't know if it's going to be backwards or not. So where was I at? Okay, so I started going. I went to the doctor. I scheduled an appointment with my primary doctor. Was kind of telling him the things I was feeling. He wanted to try out some things first to see if I had like I don't know, acid reflux or like GERD or something like that. And so I took some medications or whatever that he prescribed. Didn't work. Came back, said that's not it. There's something else. And then he, I think, maybe tried some other things, you know, just to rule out some things before we jump to conclusions. Tried some other stuff. And he was like, no, that's not working either. Or I was like, no, that's not working either. Came back. And then he referred me to a I don't even know, a gastrologist? I don't know. Just a specialist who deals with your digestive system, with the gastro. You know what I'm saying? So then I went to see him, Dr. Murphy. Cool guy, by the way, down in Grand Rapids. And we did what is it called? Like a stomach emptying test. This is basically just like, this is the test to confirm if you have gastroparesis, or I don't know. This is like one of the main tests to confirm basically that. And what they did, this is actually, I want to talk about this because this is actually kind of cool in a way. They make you toast with some scrambled eggs and some jelly. They put some X-ray type of liquid stuff, whatever, inside the eggs when they're cooking them. Or I should say, they throw them in a damn microwave. And then they tell you to ingest all of that. And of course, it sucks because it's like, I'm looking at the amount that they're telling me to eat. And I know it's just like, this is going to feel horrible because it's just over the amount that I can intake. And they're like, we know it's not going to feel good, but we need you to eat all of this. So Okay. The toast, the jelly, the eggs, I ingest it all. And it's like cool because they have me in this little, not like in just a regular patient's room. That it's more of like a little lounged room with a recliner and a TV and all that good stuff. So I was able to kind of like sit back and chill, which was nice because oh my god, it was so uncomfortable. And then after I think like an hour, couple hours, they do some imaging, take some pictures, some X-rays of inside me, and then that stuff will show up obviously, and they just want to know, are those eggs still inside your stomach? You know, like if you have gastroparesis or something along them lines, then it's all gonna still be there and it's not gonna be digested. It was all still there. It didn't go anywhere. It was all still there. So I think I had to wait like another couple hours, take some more imaging, and then basically those results were sent back. It was confirmed, blah blah blah. And then I took some other testing, like a upper endoscopy. And endoscopy, is that what it's called? Where they put a camera down your throat and then kind of check out your stomach and they check out the beginning of your small intestines. Yeah, just nothing from that came about. No, like I was hoping something bad would pop up just because it's like, yeah, that it's popped up, eliminate it, remove it, or whatever you need to do, and I can be all better. And just nothing came from that. Any sort of testing that I went through, nothing ever resulted in anything besides confirming, like, yep, you got gastroparesis. And that's when I was diagnosed with gastroparesis. And then, like, we tried some other things, and then nothing was working. So then I got referred to a different specialist over in Ann Arbor. I guess like when I went to start seeing the second specialist in Ann Arbor, that's when COVID started up. So I went over there one time, seeing that doctor, and then after that, I've never seen him again. It's all been over freaking Zoom or talking. They have like an app where I can communicate and like renew prescriptions, and if any questions that I have, I can send messages that way. So I'm thankful that that's something. Yeah, that's like my journey basically of just figuring out that I have gastroparesis. In the beginning, it just sucked, kind of like living a normal life, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, just things did not feel right anymore. And then I got diagnosed. And so there's been just drastic changes to my life. Um, the foods that I once enjoyed, and just like it in the beginning, it sucked because as you can imagine, just like think of all the yummy foods that just everybody just takes, in my eyes, just totally take it for granted, you know, that you can consume that and you don't have the issues that like that I have. Like this disease that I'm suffering from is like God, now I'm starting to feel it. It's rare. There's not, I think it was like out of like 200,000 people, like a person out of 200,000 people, a, a person suffers from it, if I even said that right. Yeah, back to like all the foods that I just once just loved and appreciated, like pizza and just like burgers and french fries and like fried chicken, freaking just anything and everything. Just especially when it comes to summertime and like grilling out, just ribs and steaks and just burgers again, and the hot dogs. Now, hot dogs have been kind of a thing that I've been able to tolerate now, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But just all of those things that I just loved, I pretty much just can't do it anymore. So I figured out a diet I guess is good for me, and the portion size is way lower now. Like, you know, if you think like a dinner plate, right? Kind of like, well, not everybody, but like, let's say most men, they usually fill that dinner plate up and they'll like eat a lot of food. Now I probably eat like this much. Like you can't really see, but just it looks big when I put it up to the camera. If you put like your hands in front of you and make like that little makeshift bowl when you're like, you know, rinsing your mouth out or whatever, or putting water on your face, that's about the amount of food that I can eat. Weight wise, I think I've actually kind of figured out like a nice ballpark of what I can eat. It's like between 100 to like 125 grams worth of food. That's like one hot pocket. That's part of what my meals consist of too, is like freaking pizza, Hot Pocket. That's like the closest I can get to pizza is like a Pizza Hot Pocket. So yeah, there was definitely some major changes to my diet. And at first, before I really like, I was doing a lot of experimenting with figuring out like what can I tolerate, what, because there's even like the types of textures of not textures, like the way certain foods digest inside your stomach. There's just things that I can't even do anymore, even if I try to like portion control. So like fried foods, like if I had like boneless chicken with like the breading on the outside, deep fried, whatever, like that's something that I just can't do that anymore. I can't eat fried things because it just does not process that well. And like French fries, oh my God, McDonald's French fries. I can't help myself if I get my kids McDonald's sometimes, like I gotta eat a couple French fries or something. But like even that, just I don't know. I think like anything deep fried, it's just that's a no go. Meats don't process that well. Maybe burger, just because it's already like minced, basically. There's a lot of experimenting, a lot of trial and error, trying to figure out what I need to do. And through that, it sucked because throughout that trial and error and just trying to figure stuff out, like I lost like probably, I wouldn't say 30 pounds, but I lost like a good 20, 25 pounds. And I'm already a slim guy as it is. Yeah, I lost like 20, 25 pounds because I just didn't have a grasp on my nutrition and my diet. And I was just trying to figure shit out. And now I have like now I'm maintaining and kind of gradually gaining weight. So I'm happy that I've kind of like got it figured out. So I'm not going to say I have it 100% figured out, but I have it kind of figured out to where I'm able to eat a bunch of little meals throughout the freaking day, like between 6 to 8 tiny little freaking fist-sized meals. And then also like physical I don't know, like therapy or just that, because obviously I went through that little malnutrition phase and my body was basically eating itself. That was actually a kind of a God, I'm trying to make light of like the my darkness. But like eating myself or something was kind of like a cool concept I was thinking of like for a song, if there was a way that I could translate that into like a song, but like eating myself without being specific on like my disease. But my body kind of was going through that because I was just malnourished, so I was eating myself like a zombie, and my just like my muscles and all that took a hit because of that. And so I should have been on physical therapy kind of like a long time ago. Nope. I just started doing that, like working out probably, what is it? It's been like a month now. I think this is my 4th week. So not even a full month. This is like about to be a full month of that I've been actually training again, or not training again, but I've been working out just to gain back what I lost. But then there's just bad times that come along with this. There's these, I don't know, there's like these little flares that I have. I don't even know what it is. Just all of a sudden, things will just not be going right inside me. I'll eat something like normal, small amount, and then it'll just like, it will feel like as if my intestines are like twisting and it's unbearable. Like the feeling is just, it's can't take it. The last month, couple months, it seems like there's been like an uptick of these, and then I feel like probably I don't know a few months prior, I've been kind of just like good. Like I haven't been feeling like these little weird flare ups that will occur. But then yeah, just recently there's been like a few, and like with my videos, like last week in the middle of the week, I was in the middle of editing a video, and I kind of felt like a little weird sensation, like a little earlier in the day before I was even editing. And then I sat down to edit, and I made me like a little bit of food. And then as soon as I took like maybe a couple bites, and then I set the food down, because that's another thing is you can't eat quickly. You got to just, take your time with it, chew it thoroughly, so then it makes it easier on your stomach and just digesting it. But like as soon as I took those bites, set it down, was doing some editing. All of a sudden, it just like that sensation just got worse and worse. And I don't even know what these are, but I call them flare ups because they literally are just like little things that they just flare up. And it totally just immobilizes me. And like I had to just stop. I was just like, I want to put like edit this video and I want it to be up and ready like for tomorrow. But there's just no way. I can't just sit here and bear through this pain. Like I need to just literally just KO myself. I need to just stop everything, lay down and just relax and like let it pass through. And then the week before that, a same thing happened. I was actually at McDonald's using their Wi-Fi, uploading this video, getting all the little metadata taken care of. And then all of a sudden, like that sensation came over me and it sucked because even like, I was just like, I gotta just like, it's just a little longer and this video will be totally uploaded and it'll be good. I don't even know. I didn't even wait for it to be completely uploaded. I think the standard version of it got completed. And then when it was working on the processing for like the high definition, I was just like, I can't take it anymore. And I just like put my laptop to the side and just like drove home and obviously did not edit a video for the next day. And I just laid my ass down and then I probably just like went to bed. I don't really remember what I did, but like it was just horrible. So like, yeah, these two flare-ups are just like 2 weeks in a row, just like boom, it happened. Next week happened again. And I don't know. I got an email from this one medication that kind of helps with idiopathic well, specifically this medication deals with idiopathic constipation, meaning that idiopathic, they don't know the reason why, and then obviously constipation, you're not able to make a bowel movement. I have like a whole problem with my entire digestive system. Sometimes I get constipated, blah blah blah. I also have gastroparesis. This was a medication that I did kind of like a little trial for, but it was during I don't think it was quite, I don't even remember what the hell this was. This was like a couple years ago when I was taking this. My insurance didn't cover it. I was only able to get like a little bit of some samples of it. So I couldn't continue using it. I got an email saying that now this was like a thing that I could totally get. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. I've tried so many different weird drugs that they wanted me to try just because they're like, hey, it stimulates your stomach muscles. So I was like, why not? And so I reached out to my doctor, said, hey, blah, 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 this, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I would be more than happy to get that going for you. Let's do it. So then I started that medication. Well, I got the medication. And all these things kind of happened all like around each other. This was just this last weekend. So the same time with my whole vocals thing with my voice, like this occurred all during the same time. And it was just horrible. This was kind of the main reason why I even wanted to make this video and discuss this, because I thought about like doing a video for this gastroparesis and like what I'm suffering from, but I never wanted to make a video just to, I don't know, like one, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I don't want like whatever. I don't need pity like from just I just don't need that. Just whatever. It's something that I'm dealing with. Whatever. Didn't want to make it all like, oh, just poor Jordan. Let me make a video about it. But then it's kind of like, I don't know, like it's starting to affect just things. Like obviously, like it affects the times when I'm editing a video and it prevents me from posting a video the next day. And then, you know, it happened 2 weeks in a row. And then there's been other times where this has happened and I just probably didn't post a video, or maybe I don't know, maybe I just finished editing that video at a later time and then uploaded it at another time. I have no idea. But like it's starting to get kind of like bad in a way. And I don't know, not like bad. It's not getting worse and I'm just like, oh, I'm dying. It's not like that. It's just something I guess I want to talk about just in case if there is, I guess for reoccurring viewers, people that do watch my stuff that know like, oh, King Twiz, like, heck yeah, you got another video up, dude. Hell yeah, I love your shit. Like, let's say if I didn't upload a video, usually I'll upload a video kind of like this saying like, hey, something happened this week. I'm not going to be able to blah, 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 whatever. But then sometimes there's random times where I just don't upload a video and there's no talk about it, no nothing. And then like there's videos for every other day. So this is kind of like the reason why I wanted to even bring this up. Just in case if there's ever a time when I don't upload a video, or in this case, I'm going to take a little break just because of things. I wanted to make this video and just kind of make it known why. So, got that medication. I started that medication and like it instantly just like twisted me up. Like when I take this medication, it first has like a, I don't know, maybe like couple hours of just pain because it's stimulating your well, I mean, it's meant for constipation, so it's stimulating like your intestines, but at the same time, it's also stimulating my stomach. So when I take this pill, it does that, and it just totally puts me in just agony and in pain. Like it's just so, just like severe cramps and sharp pains, and it fucking hurts. And then on top of it, like that whole the vocal thing, like I'm feeling like I got this like ball in my throat. Talk about bad timing, you know what I mean? So I got this ball in my throat that's just not going away. Any sort of sensation that I'm getting from my stomach and all that good stuff, it's weird because it can kind of make you feel like as if you're like, it can trigger nausea just because it's dealing with like just stuff in this area, you know what I mean? And then also another side effect of this pill is like pretty bad headaches. So it's like I just have like a fucking pounding headache. I got this ball in my throat, and then I got these sharp ass pains going on inside just basically my torso. And it's just I'm just not feeling the greatest at all. And this is where it's going to get like really kind of, so this was like just last weekend and my kids are with me, and there was like, this is like nothing that I can do besides like sit down and chill out, kind of like let the pain, just like everything that's going on, like in that moment, and just kind of deal with it, you know, just like let it pass over me. And so, like I just sat down, and it sucks because my kids are little, so trying to like explain these things to them, like they understand, they're smart, but then again, like they're little, you know what I mean? So I don't know why all of a sudden like my nose is just running now. I just needed to chill out. I needed to sit down. I needed to relax and kind of just like lay back and just like even like talking to me in a way. I don't know. It's just like I would just be like, just don't try to talk to me, right? Like that sounds horrible to say, but it's just like even I can't focus on the words that you're saying to me. So I just would tell them just like, well, except like my littlest one, you know, he's only like 2.5, about to be 3. So he doesn't understand. But like my other kids just, I would just tell them just like when these little flare-ups would happen, you know, I would just be like, I'm not feeling the greatest. I need to just sit down and like just let me relax, you know? But in this situation, just like with the medicine and how I was feeling, I just really needed to relax and just have them just like, you know, just like watch YouTube, play on your computer, just like let me relax and just chill out. And it sucks because I have these like little spouts of just like when it gets me down, just because of just life, you know, just like the drastic changes throughout life. I mean, and I mean, like I'm pretty optimistic, and I just have like these little spouts where you just like get down and you just think about all the things that you used to do, and like and just how just different things are now. But for the most part, like I'd get over it. And I mean, like I do get over it because it's whatever. Like I'm not gonna let this take me out, and just like there's dreams and there's things that I want to do. So I'm not just gonna allow this to fucking just get the best of me. But in this, like, so I don't know, like, so I'm thinking about all this stuff, and like it just really hit me hard, and just like with all these little just side effects and all this little bullshit that I'm dealing with. And then my middle child, Skyana, she says, "Dad, like, she's like, if there's anything that you need, just let me know. Just if you need anything, like I'll get it for you and I'll take care of you." You're a little kid telling you that she's only 6. And she wants to take care of me. That's when I really like started to like really started to just bawl my eyes out. Like, cause like I'm your dad. I take care of you. Like I make sure that you're good and that you're taken care of. And then just out of nowhere, she just like, like I told her like what I don't know. I don't even think she saw, just already just kind of crying and stuff, just like silently to myself. We're in my living room. I'm laying down on my couch, and then like my kids are just like in the living room doing like just their stuff. And I'm just kind of just like thinking about things and just letting shit kind of get to me, and I'm just like feeling down in that moment. And just out of nowhere, she just randomly says that. She's like, "Dad, like if there's anything that you need, like I'll get it for you. Like I'll take care of you." Like that was like so beautiful, so caring, so like just like compassionate and just loving right there from my little girl. But I don't know, it just like just hit me, and I just like told her to come here, and then I just gestured to her, just like that I wanted to give her a hug and everything. And I was like laying down, so I just like had her, she just kind of like came to give me a hug, and I just kind of like pushed her to like rest on top of me, and I just hugged her for the longest. I don't think this is ever going to be a thing that's ever going to just like reverse. I think this is something that I'm going to be dealing with for the rest of my life. I don't think there's no changing it. All I could do is just stay optimistic, just be mentally healthy about it. Know the things that I can't do, and just really try to stay on top of like my health and just like my nutrition, my weight, and just making sure that I get in like the calories that I need to get in. But it was just hard, you know? Just last weekend it was just hard. And that's the reason why I want to kind of take a little break from just like just doing videos, you know what I mean? I want to like let time for my voice to heal again, just because I'm fucking idiot for just trying to just push myself that hard to try to like strengthen and like shred my vocals to like repair themselves and be stronger. But then on top of it, just this new medication and just kind of like, I don't know, getting used to it and just seeing like what benefits it can give to me. I mean, I'm not going to lie, there has been some benefits. It seems like my stomach gets stimulated really quickly. Not like the amount that I can take in. That is kind of, that's like still the same, but it seems like it's not taking as long to just process that shit. So, I'm optimistic about that. but just kind of like the side effects of it and the pain that I feel from it. It's just a thing that trying to edit videos and just trying to do all that, and then just the stress of, I don't know, on the weekend like I'm spending time with my kids, and then dealing with that this new fucking bullshit with this medication. And then I record like all my videos for the week on Sunday night. Like I do it all on Sunday night just because I just don't have time throughout the week because I work fucking full time. So it's difficult trying to do all this shit, and just when things get a little bit better for me, like my voice, and then just after this medication, if I get used to it, and then I'm gonna start doing it again. So I don't know. I'm just gonna, however long it takes me. Like this isn't something that I'm gonna stop, but I need to think about me right now and just let this just do what it needs to do. Told you it was gonna get just raw and real, man. Said I'd probably get a little emotional when I talk about this. So that's what I have. That's what I was diagnosed with. Gastroparesis. These are the things that I've been dealing with since the beginning of 2019. So I mean, now it's been about like what, going on like 3 years almost. Pretty soon, things are a lot better than in the beginning. In the beginning, it was a lot worse, just because. Well, I mean, right now it's a bit tough just because of just what I'm dealing with right now. But compared to the beginning, when I just didn't know how much I could intake, what types of foods that I could eat, and just all that shit. I'm past all that. Now I know what I got. I know what I can have. I know the amounts of things that I can have. I'm a lot better off. And now I've even gotten past the point of like all the psychological bullshit. I mean, it used to really bum me out, just like the things that I couldn't have anymore. And like um that transition of not being able to really eat out anymore, and like even just like going out to eat with friends or something like that, or coworkers, like that's something that I always have to just turn down, you know what I mean? Because I'm tired of explaining to people like, "Oh, Jordan, like you ordered that but you only took like a few bites off of it. Like why?" Or just, I don't know. It's just whatever. I'm not even gonna go down that road. But there's just, it's a lot different. It's a lot better than what it was before. So I'm gonna take a little time off. I'm gonna let my voice heal. I'm gonna do this medication and just see if things get better with that. Hopefully, the pain that I feel after like taking it kind of subsides and it's not a thing that I feel anymore. Yeah. So now you know a little bit more about me.